welcome back to Becoming Brittany J. Thanks again for tuning in. Of course, this channel is all about peace, purpose, and guidance. And I'm definitely taking you guys on a journey as I'm becoming into the person that has called me to be, as I'm becoming into the woman that I've always seen for myself, in my past. And I'm actually evolving into that person, and I'm enjoying this journey that I'm on, and I'm so happy to be sharing this with you all because a lot of people can learn and grow from me as well. So today's episode is going to be very brief. I didn't prepare anything. Usually I write down a few talking points of what I want to hit, but this is going to be straight off the dome. And I like when I just talk naturally, because a lot of times I realize, even when I'm talking to people, I feel like sometimes God starts talking through me, because sometimes when I start talking, some of the things that I'm saying, I'm like, ooh, I have to pause for a second. And I've done that previously, on my channel, on some of my shows as well, some of my episodes. When I'm talking, I'm like, ooh, that wasn't even me talking. That was just God talking, for real. I can really feel it. It's crazy. So yes, today's topic is going to be about the importance of making investments in yourself, in your life, in business, and everything. And literally, I know the first thing that people think when they hear investments is money, but you can literally invest so many other things besides money. You can invest your time. Investing your time is just as much as equivalent to investing money, because it can take you to a whole nother place, on a whole nother level. So I definitely wanted to talk about that, because making investments is something that I kind of struggled with when I was, in my past, growing up throughout life, especially when I became an entrepreneur for the first time, which was back in 2017 when I first started doing lashes. And from that very first investment, from where I'm at right now, up until this point, everything that I have done since then has really played a role into the person that I am right now, and into the person I am becoming. And I used to struggle with making investments, I struggled really bad with investing in myself, because I was a person that believed I like to see tangible things. I like to see things kind of happen right now in the moment. And when you make investments, you shouldn't look at things happening right now in this moment. Sometimes you make investments from 5 years ago that may really play a role in your life right now. So I'm really gonna go deeper into what I mean by that, because literally everything that I'm talking to y'all about, and literally everything that I talk about in general, period, is something in relation to my life. I can relate to it. I've experienced it. I've been through it. I would never talk about anything that I haven't been through or experienced, because that don't make no sense. But I know people do that, but I'm not that person. I just can't talk about something that I don't have any experience in. So when it came to me making investments, like I told y'all, I do lashes on the side, but that slowly is coming to an end. I know, I hate it. I have a lot of things happening in my life right now, and God is shifting my life in a major way. If you watched my last post about me, it was a transparency post. I told y'all it was a lot of ups and downs happening in my life, and I really just been having a lot of faith in God, and I'm glad I've been carrying that on, because things are starting to turn around. Sometimes we look at things as, we may be in a hurtful place or a depressing state at that moment, but you have to open your eyes and be ready for the future. Yeah, you feel like this right now, but you're not going to feel like this forever. So I had to realize that. Going back to the investments part, so I do lashes on the side. This month is actually my last month doing them, but I started doing lashes back in 2017, made that very first investment. But after that, I was very, very tight on holding on to my money. So like I said, lashes was my side hustle. I still had a full-time job. So lashes was basically money that I saved up, or extra money that I wanted to use or whatever. But literally, my full-time job is what helped pay the bills for me, pretty much. And I'm happy and grateful that I definitely invested into that class, because it allowed me to accumulate a great savings account, and I was able to save up a lot of money, and just that one investment has really helped me be able to soar and achieve things like right now. So again, 2017, that's like 5 years ago. We're in 2022 now. And that minuscule investment that I made back then that may have seemed like a lot to me, I'm happy that I did that because it helped me be able to build up a savings account and have money that I can fall back on. You know, I was never a person, I used to tell people all the time, like, I might tell somebody I'm broke, but I'm never really broke. I've never just not had any money. Even though I may be surrounded around people that don't really have money. Like, I don't know, it was just, it was kind of crazy just to be around people, especially like when you did something like as small as making one small investment for yourself. But it just really, everybody's different. And I don't want to talk about people that don't have side hustles or don't have this. It's not about that. It's about who you are, and it's about your ambition. It's about what you choose to do, because you don't have to be an entrepreneur. You don't have to do side this, that, but it's about applying yourself and making yourself available to not let yourself be broke. Like, literally, that's what it's about. So that's what I literally used to focus on. I used to hold on to my money very, very tight because, again, I was surrounded around people that didn't really have money like that. And I knew I didn't want to ever be a person that say, oh, well, I can't do this because I don't have it. Now, I'll still turn stuff down because if I'm saving up my money or if something just don't make sense to me, I'm not going to pay for it. I'm not. So I was very wise growing up. Well, not growing up, what 5 years is growing up. But I was very wise when it came to money, and I was holding on tight to it. I never really knew why I was saving up money. I never really had a plan as to why I was saving up money. I just knew I needed to have a good savings account so I could have something to fall back on. It was always like a fall back on plan. Like, if anything go wrong, okay, I don't care, I'm good because I got some money to fall back on. So that was that when it came for me building up my savings account. But even with that, like I said, I was holding on to it so tight. Like, it was, I used to be a person that kind of would dig into it every now and again, but I hated digging into my savings account. Like, I didn't dig into it unless I absolutely had to. So yes, going back to the investment, that one investment really helps me right now to this point where I'm at right now. So as you guys know, you know, I was still working a full-time job, still doing lashes on the side. It was never really any elevation like that kind of happened in between that. It was always just a constant on a steady line, going at a steady pace. And, you know, I always switched jobs, had different jobs, but I kept doing lashes on the side. And that is because I didn't invest my money into anything else when it came to lashes. Like, I was okay, I was set with everything that I was doing, but I wasn't investing how I should when it came to me taking more classes or investing in marketing and just doing all this different stuff that I could have been doing to really help grow my business and put it out there. I was not doing that. And I didn't really understand and realize the importance of investing because I was so busy worried about holding on tight to my money. So that's why I want to really bring light to people when I talk about investing your money. You have to look at your money as being, I know sometimes we look at our money as when we give out our money and we give away, we're thinking that it's a loss, like we're losing something. But you really have to start looking at your money as it being something of abundance. Like, your money is abundant, and no matter how much you give out, you're always going to have more flowing into you. And I didn't think like that at first. And I kind of pulled that abundance part from The Secret. They have, you know, the book The Secret. They have a little kind of clip about the actual book on Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime, watch The Secret, because I watched that during my fast and it really helped me to shift my mindset. But yes, so when I started to switch my mindset and actually think like that, and that really just didn't start happening until now, y'all. So y'all know I did my fast back in June 2022. We're still in 2022. We're now in December 2022. So I did my fast back then. My mindset didn't shift until after the fast, so July 2022. For 4+ years, I always had a mind of not investing my money, not putting my money towards things that were going to help me grow. And with me doing that, it really held me back for real from really elevating in my life. And I did not realize that, because I'm thinking, well, the more I have in my savings account, the more good I am when it comes to just in case moments. And I'm not saying don't have any savings saved up, but don't save up every single penny, every single dollar, because you don't have any money to give back and put towards other things that's going to help you grow. And that's what I had to learn and realize. So after my fast, my mind was expanding, like my surroundings were changing. I was literally growing as a person. So I realized, like, it's time for me to start investing my money. And it's very scary to do that, especially if you're like a serial saver, because I would call myself a serial saver. Like, I literally had enough money to go ahead and go get me a house. But yeah, so I literally was like, okay, it's time for me to start investing in myself, because it made sense to me at that point, because I started to understand me more, and I started to understand what it was that I was supposed to be giving to this world. And I was so motivated and driven to going after everything that was for me and going after my purpose, because I really, really wanted to help people. And that's what I'm doing when it comes to me being a life coach. And y'all know I actually have a candle line coming out as well too. I'm gonna tell y'all about that more in another video, because I just released that information on my Instagram as well. But once, I started moving, going into life coaching, I realized, like, and I didn't never think I would ever be a life coach. But once I received, like, the mindset shift and the revelation that I did from my fast, I'm like, okay, it's people out here that I gotta help. Because if I'm moved by this fast, and if I change my ways to become this new person, and now I'm on a whole nother journey of elevating and growing, these other people gotta hear this too. Because it's women out here that literally are going through the same things that I went through, experiencing the same things, have the same mindset that I have, feel stuck, feel empty, feel like their life is not progressing how it should at this point. Like, literally, that was me. But once my mindset shifted and I started thinking more abundantly, oh my gosh, everything started to change for me. So that even meant me investing my money that I've been saving up for all these years. It's time for me to go ahead and stop holding on to it, because it's not mine. It don't belong to me. Even though in my head I think it's mine, it's time for me to let it go. And that's exactly what I had to do. Now, I ain't drained my whole bank account out, y'all, but I invested a pretty penny. And I'm gonna talk to y'all about that more, because a lot of y'all gonna think I'm crazy with the amount of money that I've been investing in myself. But it makes sense to me. And even with me investing the amount of money, I know I'm gonna work hard, because I put my money into it. I put my hard earned money into it that I've been building up for all these years, putting in the work for, like, and I'm finally putting it out into something that I think is worth it. Oh yeah, it's gonna be worth it. And that's the mindset you gotta have. So yeah, so once I started moving differently in my life, I started to realize, like, okay, it's time for me to start investing my money, because I'm elevating. And if I want to elevate, y'all know how people say you gotta pay to play? It's such a fact. Like, you have to pay to play. You can't be cheap expecting to get great results and get great things and stuff like that. Like, you have to pay to play. And I was ready. I'm like, I'm tired of playing small. I'm ready for major things to happen in my life. I'm ready to make a move. I'm ready for a major shift. And it was time. So yes, it's a whole story, and I'm not gonna get into it in this video, because this video is supposed to be short. But it's a whole story about how I was even introduced to life coaching, and how God gave me the sign to know that life coaching was something for me. It's a whole entire story. I ended up investing a lot of money, y'all. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all how much I invested. So my life coaching program that I invested in, it was $10,000. And I know a lot of y'all gonna think it's crazy, but I invested $10,000 of my money, my hard-earned money, okay? Invested $10,000, and it was the hardest. It was like hard, but it was like easy, because I knew what I wanted. If I didn't know what I wanted and would have been giving all my money, I probably wouldn't succeed in it, because I wasn't really sure. But I knew this is what I wanted. Everything aligned for me. My life was aligned up properly for me to be able to say, okay, this is something I want to do. This is something I'm going to invest my money in, because it's for me, and I know I can help people out of this. And that's what it's about at the end of the day. No matter what you do, no matter what you're involved in, it has to be surrounded around helping people. I don't care what you do. So yeah, I was very confident in saying, okay, I'm really like, I'm not playing like I'm in a whole totally different mindset of when I first like started as an entrepreneur back in 2017 when I first started doing lashes. I'm just doing lashes because, oh, I see you can make some money off of this. Like, let me try it. And I was like selling lashes, like lash trays. And I was like, let me just add on lashes too, because that could be an extra, source of income. But with this, it's not like I'm looking at something like, oh, this is an extra source of income. Yes, it is an extra source of income, but it's like my intentions going into it is not after money. It's to help people, because I'm like, the way God has shifted my life, it's time for me to bring light to other people, because the way that I've been changed and the changes that I've made in my life, I know other people can do it. It's just about people really committing to themselves and really like being firm and ready for change, because that's what it's all about. I know a lot of people kind of focus and they kind of talk about they're tired of being stuck, because this is me, everything. I'm tired of being stuck. I'm tired of not having peace in my life. I'm tired of going in circles and circles of the same BS, and tired of dealing with the same people and their BS. Like, I was just tired of everything. But like I tell people all the time now, like, when you're tired, you're really tired. When you're not tired, you're gonna keep going in that continuous cycle and circle of everything. Like, you're gonna keep going in that cycle. But after a while, I promise you, you're gonna get tired. Whether that's months go by, years, and I hate it because years literally can go by. But when you're tired and you're ready for a change, something inside of you gonna wake you up and be like, okay, I can't keep living like this. And I'm so happy that everything happened for me the way that it did at the time that it did, because your girl's getting older, and I was gonna be, if I was still, like before my fast, if I was still living that same lifestyle, still having that same mindset, going in my 30s, going on into my 30s and being in my 30s, I would be so lost for real. Because it's a lot of women, just people in general, 30s, 40s, 50s, that are still lost, that truly don't know who they are in this world, that truly don't know what they're supposed to be doing. And I'm so happy and thankful and grateful that God chose me to really elevate for real. That's why I'm like, oh, I'm about to help these people, because when you see the changes that you make and you don't see it around you, like, damn, I wish somebody would have told me all of this. I wish somebody would have told me. I'm that person that wants to tell people and help them, because they're going to get to that point where they're like, I'm tired of dealing with this. I'm tired of going through this. I'm tired of not being where I'm supposed to be at right now. Because that was me. I'm like, I'm getting older. I would at least thought I would have been in XYZ at this point. Like, what's going on? Like, wow, I'm still not making X, Y, and Z, So that was my investment when it came to that course. And then I also invested $2,500 in basically personal brand coach, helping me with my marketing and just building my business from the ground up, because I wanted to do everything right this time. Like, I wanted to really be able to shine my light on people in a way that they understood me and understand how they can grow and elevate. And I know in my lash business, it really wasn't like popping off how I wanted it to when it came to that, because my branding sucked. To be honest, like, my branding was very sucky. It was very trash, because I didn't know. I didn't have any guidance. But I learned, like, instead of me trying to do everything for myself, let's go ahead and outsource and hire people to help me become a better me, become a better entrepreneur, become a better just person in general. And once you start outsourcing people in your life to help you grow, that's it. That's it. That's the start of your new life for real. That's the start of elevation. So yes, I just wanted to talk about, investments. Invest in yourself. Invest your time into the things that are truly for you, that the things that you want to do. And then just be consistent, remain consistent. At the end of the day, consistency is key. And if you're not consistent, don't expect anything to come out of anything that you do, because it won't. So yes, I just encourage you to invest your time, invest your money into the things that you know are truly for you, and go after them with like a full force rage. Like, don't ever let anybody around you stop you or judge you or take you off the track that you're supposed to be on, because at the end of the day, that's gonna happen. When you try to like start doing more positive things in your life, you're gonna have people that are coming in that you should be looking at like, this is the devil trying to take me off of my track, trying to take me off of my mindset, trying to really keep me down. Do not let that defeat you. You're gonna have down days. Like I said in my last video, I've been having ups and downs, but I promise you, I've been continuing to have faith in God, and God really been showing up for real. Like, ooh, child. God been showing up in my life for real. But definitely tune into my video next week, because I'm gonna be talking about manifestations, because I have manifested some stuff. I don't want to say I didn't believe in manifestation, but I didn't really understand it. You know, I literally manifested an increase in my income like in a few months. And I used to want things to happen for me. The next day, I would ask God for something. But y'all, it's crazy. So I'm gonna talk about that in another video, but definitely tune into that. Thank you so much again for joining Becoming Brittany J. Also, if you're in Atlanta, I will be hosting my very first event. It's gonna be a women empowerment and candle making experience right here in Atlanta. So if you're in the city, definitely pull up. It's gonna be such an inspiring, such an empowering conversation that we're going to have. And then also we're gonna be making luxury custom candles. And even with my candles that I make them, I like to say, with meaningful intentions, like based off of the fragrance oils that are used. So yes, we're definitely going to be involving a lot of that stuff in there, because we are not going into the new year the same person. We're going into the new year elevating, we're going into the new year inspiring others, and we're going into the new year becoming the person that we're really meant to be in this world for real. So that's the whole purpose of the event for me to help other people realize and understand the things that I have, and just give them some guidance to help them along the way as far as like what we need to do going into the new year before we get into the new year. I know I like to think of it like as an elevated vision board party. A lot of people do vision board parties every year, but I'm like, I don't want to do a vision board party, because people literally just do vision board parties, and it's literally just people cutting out pictures and pasting them on a poster, and now you just have a vision board. So you can just look at it every single day and look at the things you want, but there's not really any intention with that. Like when I do this, I want there to be intention behind it. Like, okay, you say you want a G-Wagon at the end of the year. Well, what is X, Y, and Z that you need to do in order to get this G-Wagon? Okay, you want to do X. Well, what is every single thing you have to do in order to complete X? Cross that out, and now you can move on to Y. So literally, it's just about being very intentional with the moves that you make. And that's how I live my life now, like very intentional. So yes, thank y'all so much for tuning in to Becoming Brittany J. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at Becoming Brittany J. And yes, tune in next week for the video. And I hope to see y'all soon. Peace.